I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Thank you for joining us today here on Desertwood Days. I am your host, Kathy Blaze, and today I am here with the lovely Becky Jo Harris. Welcome,
Hi.
Becky.
Hello.
Such a pleasure to finally meet you.
I know, finally.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
You've been such a busy lady out there working, and that's a great thing.
I try. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yes, it is. So you're an actress. You're not just a local actress. You go and you work in California and other places, so that's fabulous.
Yeah, it's been this last year's been really busy, even with all the stuff going on. It's really picked up a lot.
That's wonderful. Yeah. You know what I think is because in some areas people are still pushing and still moving. They are not letting COVID or anything hold them back.
There's ways to work with it, where there's a will, there's a way. Right.
So are you doing a lot of commercials? Is that where you're busier this year?
Pretty busy. First, because Arizona is more of like a commercial state.
Right.
So I've booked commercials through my agent here. And then in LA, I just got a commercial agent. So that's why that's kind of like come through. So, but I do a lot of like indie films and kind of these like TV pilots that are coming out of Arizona.
Yes.
So I do that too.
That's what I love. That's why I say this all the time. I love this show because we're showcasing all these independent filmmakers and all the other people that work behind the scenes in Arizona. Yeah. And it's amazing how much film work is done here in Arizona.
It's crazy. A lot of people contact me saying, well, how do I even work if I'm in Arizona? It's ridiculous. There's nothing to do here. I'm like, well, you're obviously not looking because there's just there's a ton. There are so many professional quality work.
Right.
And I don't think people, for some reason, there's that mindset that Arizona doesn't have that, and they're really
I think they just don't know where to look.
Exactly, yeah.
And you know what? It's hard if you're just starting off.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't so willing to share like it's going to take from them. Yeah. But we need to get past that because it's something that I can't use. If someone says, hey, I have this role, do you know anyone with red hair and green eyes? Yeah. Hey, Becky has red hair and green eyes.
Oh.
Why wouldn't I want to share that with you?
I don't understand when people, keep everything to themselves. Right. When someone messages me and asks me a question, I send them a 10-page paper on how to get started, the different steps.
Very detailed here.
I'm so sorry. This is going to be really long. And I guess I should just have something ready to go so I can copy and paste.
That's a great idea. But you know what? I do love that we have a lot of actors' pages on Facebook where you can find a lot of these details. And it's just making people aware of those things. Mm-hmm. I mean, because it's free.
It's free. You don't have to have an agent. Networking is the biggest thing.
Right.
So.
Right.
Really.
And again, I always hated when I would hear there's nothing to do. Yes, there's plenty to do, but you're just not going out supporting the events that's happening here in our state or supporting our creatives here in the state. There's plenty to do here.
There's so much. A lot of times people just want to be paid or be, and sometimes it's just really if you like the person and you see their work, sometimes I'd rather just do it and have a fun time on set. You know?
Well, we all want to be paid.
It would be really nice.
But I think you just have to personally, it has to be your personal decision. Mm-hmm. You pick and choose what works best for you.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's that you're not going to take a role or you're not going to do something because it's not paid or there's no paid gigs in November.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is my mindset on things is that if things are dormant for a while and there's roles and jobs out there that's non-paid, as a creative, I want to keep busy.
Exactly.
So I will take a role that's unpaid if it's something that I'm passionate about
Yeah,
or something
I've never
that
done before.
I've never done
Or I've
before.
always wanted to work with this person,
Yes.
so I'm just going to try it out. And a lot of times it says non-paid, and then people are so sweet. They'll
Yeah.
come to you later and be like, "Can I give you like $50 for your gas money?"
Or you're real.
Or
Think
the
about it. If
reel
you don't have a
footage.
reel
Mhm.
and they're going to give you footage, you can
Yeah.
use that to start your reel.
You never know. You never
Yeah.
know what's going to happen. And also, I used to do a lot of like Arizona capstone films or ASU capstone films over at ASU, and those people are the like kind of up and coming filmmakers, and so a lot of them have moved to LA, and now I get auditions from them working on projects over there that are paid, and so you never know what's going to happen.
You never know where that person's going to end up.
Exactly.
That is
Steven
true.
Spielberg or something.
That's true. But again, each individual have to figure out what works best for them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, going back to what we're stating, is that if they're new, they don't know the industry and how things go, that they're listening to someone that may not know the industry that's telling them, oh, you need to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No.
Don't do non-union work. Are you
Right.
serious? Oh, my God. What, you're doing a buyout? You know, a buyout, you just like get paid a chunk of money and that's it.
Right.
That's really all they're, 70% of the commercials are buyouts.
That's true.
That's such a stigma.
That is true. So, you're an actress. What inspired you to get into the acting industry?
So I didn't really start acting until I was around like 23 or 24. Really? But I remember I watched a ton of TV growing up, and I loved to go into the movie theaters. And I'd sit there and just kind of like daydream, like just being like on the screen, and then the credits roll and you get like these chills, like, oh, it's so powerful. And then I just kind of like, but then again, it seems so hard to grasp. Yeah. Especially like we were talking about when you're first starting out, it's like, how does this work? Right. So I took a on-camera acting class at ASU, just kind of like on a whim, and the teacher, Charles St. Clair, I think I really credit him for getting me started, because he taught us how to like build create a resume, the different sites that you can go on in Arizona to audition, and just teaching us on-camera acting skills. And then I realized, oh, it's I could do this. Right. So,
you know what? I think a lot of people are lacking those things, like you're saying, starting those tips of creating a resume, having headshots, because I think they get hired on with a friend. Yeah. So they start working with a friend for a while. So they never learn how to, learn the professionalism of being an actor, getting a resume, getting professional headshots.
It's
right.
The acting is so sad. The acting's like maybe like 20% of it.
It's
and
the
then
business.
80% or like, and then like 60% is like the business. And 40%. It's just like all.
But I like to call it this pie.
yeah, that's so true. It's a nice pie.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that because they start working with a friend.
Yeah.
They may become an actor, acting in a friend's film. Yeah. So, and a lot of times they're not taking that serious.
Exactly.
Because it's a friend.
Yeah, and it's super comfy, and
yes.
Putting yourself out there is really scary, because you'll be rejected more than you'll be said yes to. Yeah. And it's a very confusing industry that you almost have to fail in certain aspects and have realizations in order to keep moving upwards.
So, you stated that this came about from one of your instructors. Yeah. So so there really wasn't anyone else that inspired acting. I mean, it wasn't a thought there in your head about becoming an actress.
I had always wanted to be an actress, but I just did not know. I remember even asking my mom when I was like 8.
Really?
Like how far is LA from here? And how exactly do I, how do I do that? And we would go on those studio lot tours.
Oh, okay.
Like at Universal Studios and where else? I don't know, like WB and I don't know. I just always was like, I want to do that.
So was there ever anyone in their family that was in the industry?
No.
No, it was
I
just an interest you had.
wanted to do it. I used to grow up like watching I Love Lucy and like Seinfeld and all these different sitcoms and just again movies.
Who were some of your favorite actresses?
Oh God. Okay. Let me think. Again, like Lucille Ball. I just loved her comedy, and it just like it was fascinating to me how she was able to just
I think everyone
the
loves Lucille
story.
Ball.
Yeah, yeah. Like she was like the first one that really made me see that acting could be like really fun and just engaging. And then again, Seinfeld. Like I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Mm-hmm.
She's awesome. I could only like pray to be like a quarter of like her talent. She's amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I forgot your question because I got like so excited about
I was
this.
asking. Well, you were telling me. You answered it.
Perfect. Okay, good. Okay.
I was asking who were some of your favorite actresses.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Wait. Kristen Wiig.
okay.
Of course. So I feel like I've named all the like typical women in comedy.
So Becky, you named a lot of comedians, female comedians. Do you gravitate towards that genre?
Yeah, I think it's just because my mind is so trained towards it, just with all the sitcoms I watched when I was younger. So, and I love it, like when it comes to film, and I do love drama. I love drama, but for some reason my brain is just like trained towards comedy.
Which is good. I mean, because you know what, it's funny because a lot of people's brain is towards drama.
Yeah.
And that's the way I am.
Yeah.
And it's funny that my coach has had me working on comedy lately.
It's so
And he's like, Kathy, you're funny.
Yeah.
Because I did this one skit and it's just like, I didn't find that funny. But because I don't gravitate towards comedy.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better not to try to be funny. It's better to be real.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it funny. So that might be great.
Right.
You might naturally just be able to make a scenario funny.
Right.
That's awesome.
So you brought some media for us to see today.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that.
Tonight's the night. I'm gonna swipe right into some holiday cheer. Don't have to worry what the la 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 I'm going to get. You bet I can find it right here. Tonight's the night. I'm gonna barely give all my gifts on time.
Send wine, sweets, gifts, and more from your neighborhood now on DoorDash.
That was so cute. I love that.
That was so much fun.
Perfect time of the year.
Yeah.
So when did you do this?
So that I did last month in October.
Okay.
So when you get cast in a commercial, it's crazy. They just, you do the callback, your agent says, okay, you're on a veil, you're waiting, and a veil is just saying like you're available, keep those dates open. It's between you and one other person.
Okay.
And then from there, you wait for the confirmation. And then like 2 days later, they're like, okay, we're going to fly you out to, a lot of commercials are being filmed in Mexico City now. So they flew me out to Mexico City, and then they made that fake snow. And they put me in wardrobe and everything. It was so cool. It was such a fun experience.
So how many wardrobe changes did you have?
I had like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just so much fun doing the fittings.
It looked like it was fun.
Yeah.
How much time did you spend on the set doing that commercial?
There were long days. They were like 12-hour days.
And how many? 2 days?
Yeah.
That is a long time.
Because I was like the main person of the hero of the spot.
Yes.
And so this commercial just goes to show you. So everyone's like, I'm not booking anything, or and it takes me. I feel like, okay, let me try to like organize my thoughts. Wait 1 second. Okay, so when people say like, I'm not booking anything, or like, for some reason they just like don't want me. Well, it's like the same way with me. But when you hit like a certain look, or it just depends on the project. So this one, they were looking for a quirky Jenny Slate type that was quirky but owned her quirks, and what was it? Clumsy, but disarmingly charming.
Oh, okay.
You'd buy anything she sells. So I was like, okay, wait, I think that's basically me. So I didn't even like practice for it. I just like went in. I think I even messed up. Like I did a button at the end where you just improvise a line, and I said the wrong name of the person. I was just like, oh, okay, shoot. And they're like, that's great.
Yeah,
that's
her.
awesome. That's you. Okay, cool.
Right.
And when I heard feedback from the clients from DoorDash, they were like, it was like you. It was obviously, as soon as you stepped in, it was you.
Wow.
So it made me realize, like, a job is going to be your job. You don't have to try for it.
Right.
Like, and if a job's not your job, don't worry about it.
And I think that's why sometimes we lose jobs, because we go in there trying not to be ourselves.
Exactly.
Right.
Because I went into that lobby and they were like, so the casting call is like quirky, clumsy, goofy. Mm-hmm. And there are these girls in there. It's just like over being quirky. Like being super
They're trying
quirky.
to be something that wasn't them is what they were doing.
Exactly. And I thought, oh, should I, wait a second, all these people are doing this. Should I be doing that? And I thought, okay, no. I won't
just be yourself.
I'm just going to be myself. If I mess up a line, apparently it worked. So
and being yourself paid off.
It did, yeah.
Yes. I mean, you stood out so well. I mean, I love that. It was so funny and cute.
I'm so
and cute at the same time.
Yeah.
So not only that you've been doing commercials, like you said, you've been doing some indie films also. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your last project.
Okay, so
and I know you've done a couple, so
this last year's been pretty busy. The latest one that I filmed was for Sound Guy with my buddy Keith Obit. I'm like, I feel like a proud mom. Like he is like really putting so much into it. He has his like press kit for it. He, we already filmed part of the first episode, and it's a really cool project. Should I say a couple of things about what it's about, I guess? Okay, so it's about these kind of misfit group of people that work at this bar called Metalheads. Okay. And there are two sound guys, and they're kind of like battling for the spot of the main sound guy. So at these bars, there's these bands that come and play, and you have to have the sound guy there that kind of like, helps set up the band and everything. So it's basically that kind of like struggle between the two sound guys. And then the place is also about to shut down. So they get this opportunity to have a really amazing singer that's coming to town. And he wants to perform at Metalheads called Bobby Buttrock. I know, it's a good name. And then my character, Bree, she's been working there. She needs to make more money, so this is going to be a great opportunity. She's pregnant. One of the guys in the bar, she's not sure. And, she smokes her vape pen and super kind of goth, but super PC. It's a really fun character.
Okay.
It's a fun kind of character that's kind of like stretches my acting a little more.
All right. That's awesome.
I'm not really a goth.
Right.
Person,
you need green hair?
Yeah, it was like kind of a blue wig. Yeah. So, yeah.
And you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Did you have to wear the
the belly kind of thing? As soon as I put it on, I think someone was like, I can't remember who it was, but he was like, "Wait, were you pregnant when you walked in?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, oh yeah, okay, you're right. No, I wasn't. This is fake." But at least it looked kind of real.
I did a movie where I had to wear the fake tummy for being pregnant. I was carrying triplets.
Oh my god.
It was funny because I had to be in character all the time and walk pregnant.
Yeah,
like I was like
the weight.
7 to 8 months pregnant.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yes, I mean it was funny, and just remembering and then after a while it was just natural to walk.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
And it's so easy to just have a hard time getting up because it really is hard to get up.
What advice would you give to an aspiring actor, I should say?
Let's see. I really think you just need to get started and not worry about having to progress super fast, because your journey is going to be different than other people's journeys. Mm-hmm. Like I've been doing it for about 5 or 6 years, and this year has just been like really good momentum. Right. But I you can't worry about like having to speed through stuff. Just do one step after another. And if it takes you 10 years, I mean, you're still pursuing your dreams.
Right.
You know?
And I think that's the problem is we're looking in via social media or wherever else, and we're seeing people posting, I'm doing this.
I'm on set.
I'm on set.
I'm on
and
Lifetime movie or something.
And then they're not doing it. They're having a hard time, or they're, you know what? It just may not be your time at the moment.
Exactly. And those people that are booking those jobs, you don't know how they're feeling. Like,
right.
I booked that commercial, and from the outside, we're like, oh my God, that's amazing. You're like, you're doing so well. But on the inside, I'm thinking, oh yeah, but I had like 3 auditions last week and I got callbacks, but I didn't even get put on a veil, or, you know, like, I feel like there's different milestones and different like things going on in that person's life that they're also comparing themselves to other people.
Right. And you know what? I remember doing that before. I have a friend that some years ago we were all at a actors retreat together, and I don't know we were at the same level. We worked in different states, but I've watched his career just blossom. I mean, I was sitting in a theater once and he's just popped up on
That's so cool.
And I'm like starting to scream. I'm like, I know him.
That's so cool.
So, you know, we can't compare ourselves to everyone else. Others' journey is what we can't do.
No,
I love that advice that you gave.
Those people will probably be looking at you and be like, oh, I wish I was doing that. You know, so you don't know. Just so fun.
So do you have any new projects coming up?
What do I have coming? So I'm working on the sound guy. Gosh, I feel like there's other stuff coming up, but I can't remember. Not really. I'm really trying to, again, with the business aspect of stuff, I'm just taking classes. I'm trying to figure out, you know, if there's other theatrical agents I want to reach out, you know, so it's just always kind of, there's the behind the scenes stuff that
I love that you spoke a lot about business side today. Also, because that's a part that people forget about. I mean, they want to hear of the glamour of being on set or just all that piece of it. But they're missing that whole portion, huge portion.
The portion that's mainly acting.
Right. The business part of it. Where would you recommend that a aspiring actor start off learning about that part?
I think just looking up where to take local classes, and right now there's a lot of classes that you can take over Zoom. A lot of teachers are just going the Zoom route. I would definitely start taking classes first, and because you're taking classes, you're in class with other actors,
right?
And now you're able to network with them. You're able to ask the teacher, okay, what agents are good,
right?
You know, in this area, and you know, how do I build my resume? And so I think classes is where it starts.
I love that.
So
it was such a pleasure having you here with us today.
It's so great to be here.
And we look forward to more from Becky Jo Harris. And where can we find you, Becky?
So my main, the main place where you can find me is on my Instagram, and it's Becky Jo Harris, ITS Becky Jo Harris. And you can look me up on Facebook, but I mainly post on my Instagram.
Awesome. And thank you for joining us here today at Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time.